Hey, Terrell,
How you doing, man?
what's going on, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. So good to see you.
You too. Finally could get this going. I said he's gonna kill me if I don't do this.
Listen, that man, look at. I've checked your schedule. I know how busy you are. I see you out there doing your thing.
I'm excited. I said, but I wanted to definitely do this with you.
So you said you just got back from doing a play. So you did three performances of a play.
No, I did three performances of three different plays, Rich.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Yes. I've done two of them before, but one of them I hadn't done before. It was one I did on Friday, and then I did two shows on Saturday of a different one that I've done before. And then Sunday, another one that I had already done before. So I'd done two of them before, but when I tell you, you know how that is. That's like remembering the lines we've done in Beauty and Black.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's I'm telling you, I'm just trying to, especially since you're doing back to back and they're different things.
There were different things. The first one, though, was more of a feature. So they just wanted me to be, in the show. I came out one scene, a song, and then that was that. But the
Okay.
second, I was the lead in the other two. So even though
Wow.
I've done the show before, I got in that morning. You ever had some work in front of you and you thought, I don't care how good somebody thinks I am. This is where it goes down. This is where it all goes goes left.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make this. I'm not gonna make it. But it came out really good, really good.
Now tell me where'd you do these?
I was in Charlotte on Friday. Then I went to Goldsburg, North Carolina.
The Goldsberg. That's oh, North Carolina, not South Carolina.
South Carolina. Goldsburg, South Carolina. And then I went to,
You know what you call it? You were in Ursula's city.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where'd you
I
do
didn't
where
know.
was the second one at? Where you were in Goldsberg?
High Point, South Carolina.
Oh wow.
So they were all, 2 hours, 1 hour. So I just got in the car and drove on out, made a whole weekend of it. But it was just so
Right.
much trying to brush up on the lines and remember where the song cues were and everything. But once it started, it all just fell into place.
All it fell into place.
Yeah.
Man, I admire you, boy. That's like back in the day they used to have what they call the bus and truck tour, where the actors would be on a bus and then the props would be on the truck, and we'd go from like small town to small town, and you do like a gymnasium, and then
Yep.
you do some other place, and you were there for one performance, and you'd set it
Mhm.
up and just keep moving, keep it
Keep on
moving.
moving. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I've been doing those, doing like meet and greets that I set up in those, in small places like Macon and stuff, and they're sold out. It's just, I still try to keep it a little bit more exclusive so it doesn't, so you're just not just doing stuff because we have the popularity from the show now. But
Hmm.
it's just really been good. And because I was doing plays before this, I still, the only reason I'd actually done these is because they were really great productions. I'm trying not to do no more of the
Yeah.
Mama Said plays.
Yeah. The Chitlin Circuit
The
play.
Chitlin Circuit, the play. Those Chitlin Circuits paid my bills for a long time, but
Ain't nothing wrong with Chitlin Circuit.
it ain't. But you just gotta kind of make sure that the show is right. Because I've been in
Right.
some where the sound system, and then people wonder why you're there when that's going on.
It's a testament, man, to people who you got to do what you got to do in order to make a living and to
Yeah,
grow and to your experience as an artist and the amount of time that you're in the business, and you look at all the things that you did to enhance your career, to get better, to make money, to pay your bills and
yeah,
all of that. And people don't understand. They
yeah,
just see the result. They see you as
yeah,
Varney
yeah.
on Beauty and Black, and
Yeah.
it's like that's the penultimate. Yeah, no,
Really is.
that's I've been running this marathon a long time.
Long time.
What
Yeah.
you're seeing is like you look back down that road, man, and you see a lot of toil and
Yeah.
sweat. Well,
Yep.
it's so interesting. So let me ask you some questions just about your experience with Beauty and Black. Varney has been praised for representing a layered, successful, and non-stereotypical Black queer character. What does it mean for you to portray a character who is sharp, put together lawyer, and is explicitly not the comic relief, or the weak one, especially in a popular show like this?
What is it like? It is exactly what I wanted it to be. That's, taking this character, I wanted him to be not the comic relief. I didn't want him to be what was stereotypical when it comes to the LGBTQ community being represented on shows. I didn't want him to be any of those things, and I was grateful that Tyler, opened up this side of a character for me to also be able to explore him and play him in a way that he is just as, even though he's still scared of you and a lot of the others, and he's hiding a lot of the, because of his secrets and things, but it doesn't come across because of his sexuality and because he's the weaker one because of that, any of that. And that's usually what it is, it's looked at like that. So to play Varney in a way, I think it's great to see that on a streaming service like Netflix, where a platform like that and someone that's as big as Tyler Perry is, to be behind something like that, because there is that out there. And people to be able to see that on TV and see him, he has his secrets and everything, but he's still a huge man who is, waking up with problems just like everybody else, and not basically put into this box of, him.
Right. And, it's so interesting just the way that you have played this guy and the texture you brought to him. It's I love watching you in certain scenes because of the contradiction. You are caught between, that which you're trying to protect, the truth that your privacy that you're trying to protect, the truth that Charles is constantly exposing on certain levels, another, and then maintaining relationships and trying to protect that. It's like such a dimensional character that is just interesting to see you find the nuance of this guy. Strong, smart, has got all the goods. Everybody needs him, and everybody's calling upon him to help represent them on some level. Be it Olivia, I need to talk to you. Norman, I need to talk to you too. Charles, I need to talk to you. They all need to talk to you. And it's just so interesting. It was fun watching you negotiate that.
Thank you. Yeah. I enjoy that. I love the fact that even physically, me being 6'5" and taller than everybody on the set, and let's say in the house and in the scenes and everything, but it's just such a contradiction. Everything about him. That's what I love, is that he is being pulled all over because he's so important, but yet he's really not hiding and in the closet. He's not really worried, but yet at the same time he is. And it's just so many things that I loved about playing this character. And then he's beat up by Roy, but twice as big, but you're watching him hold back because of what his reasons. And I love the conflicts that he has going on in his own.
Listen, look, good drama, good storytelling is about contradiction. Where on one side you see a character who appears one way, and on the other side, they're holding the secrets and they can't really give it up like that. So, and everyone has their set of secrets. You've worked with Tyler before in Diary of a Black Woman. How did it feel for Tyler to write the role of Varney specifically for you in mind? What does that level of trust and creative freedom allow you to bring to the character?
Even before for Diary of a Black Woman, I was able to actually start these plays. That's how I'm into the plays now so much, because I did his plays first, even before he had any movies. And so that is really where it started for me, even the whole acting side of things. So him to write this character for me it's just an honor for one to work with this man again, and this man for this many years. However, I think that it's also great to watch the transition and how even his artistry has transformed throughout the years, and the daringness and the things that I've been privileged to be a part of from the very beginning until right now, to the present. And to see, in the beginning I played a pastor, and then here, I'm playing this character. But it's for him to write it like this and also give me the leeway enough to be able to play him in that way, but yet still guide me. This is the dream job for me right now.
No, listen, I get it.
Yeah.
Listen, it's number one in the world.
In the world.
In the world, 1.3 billion
Billion.
people
Billion people
have seen this. And so this is saying something in terms of the way that it's touching people. I get phone calls
all day.
I'm talking to somebody else on the phone. They talking to their family. And you sitting with him? You sitting with Norman? And then she turned.
I went to this weekend, I was driving through, and I have to watch out even a little more now because I go to the gas station. There's Varney. And you have to remember, everybody's not excited. Certain people are looking like, oh, yeah, that's the guy. Okay, he's linked to Tyler Perry. That's the billionaire group. So you got to, everyone knows about this show. I've done one other show that was number one in the world, and that was from scratch with Zoe Saldana. However, it was a different dynamic. My character was different. It was just, he was really supporting at the time.
Right.
And it just wasn't, it was not like this. People barely remember that I was from scratch. I was part of the main cast, but it was just different. I didn't get that. This is a whole different bird. I've never had, experienced this. Even on Empire, people knew me like that, but not like this.
You just said something interesting. You worked on one show and there was one kind of vibe, and you worked on another show, it's a different vibe. You worked on a stage, gospel stage plays, you worked on television series, you worked in film. It's like, how different is your approach to like building character between the different genres? Do you approach it the same way? Or do you approach it differently?
It's differently. I approach it differently because I learned that I had to. I'll be honest. To be honest with you, Richard, for me, singing was what I was. Acting fell into my lap. And then I learned, and I'm always learning, still learning from, especially working with all you guys. It's like to watch, and I mean this, from like to watch just the way you interpret stuff. And I love thinking in my mind, even when I haven't said it, I'm watching, I'm like, I would have never thought of that. Never thought of that. That in itself. And then I'm recently, in the last 3 years, taking classes more, but approaching it all differently, especially because when I was doing stage and then I went to television, I didn't, when I first got on Empire, that was the first thing I had done after the Tyler Perry plays and Diary, but this was like a main role and the day I walked in there, Senna Hamari, the director, she says, "You're just too big in every way." I remember thinking,
wait. They meant too big, emotionally too large. You were overplaying stuff.
My hands were going up, and she's 3 times as big as him. And then I lied about how tall I was. I used to do that all the time until I got the role. And then they have him up on a soapbox because I was like, I'm not gonna tell you I'm 6'5", I'm 6'2". And then when he came in, she was like, "You ain't 6'2" either." And I was just, oh my God, it was just, but now it's not a problem. But then I didn't know, but now approaching things, like I just go outside of what I normally want to go to. Like with Varney, I thought, I want this man to, yes, have the conflicts, but you see the quiet strength and the quiet conflict in him without him going off, without him yelling. Because you say some stuff to Varney that he should have said something, and Roy says some things to Varney, and everybody just completely disrespects him. But what I loved was that, because even though we didn't know what the second season would be and third season, I wanted to play this guy where I thought to myself, yes, I would normally let Roy say, "I'm your bitch" to me, and I'd say it back. But I wanted to play the long game and say there's something, even though we don't have the idea of what's going to happen, something else is going to happen. And if that's the case, then he's gonna let it simmer, because I don't think just his sexuality is that important. I know he wants to work for the family, but these people, you killed the people you people are killing people in the ambulance, and like your secrets are way bigger than Barney's, and y'all need Barney.
Hey, look, my body count is adding up.
Right, when you killed the people in because first of all, do you see the memes? Norm, well, I'm calling you Norman. Richard, do you see the memes that they have for you? There's never a time when I don't post something and that when I sent you
Yeah,
isn't in there and then making fun. Like anything I say, if it's serious,
yeah,
it's this, they're like, sure. So
yeah,
Norman just is him and Olivia,
yeah,
those things the way you guys talk with each other and against each other. It's
yeah.
hilarious.
You know, the funny thing about it is that because Debbie and I have such a history, you know, we have chemistry. I don't care if we talking about I'm gonna kill you. You do that again, I'm gonna kill you. Underneath, there's always this feeling like, well, is that before or after we have sex? Because
That's how it
look,
always.
and look, I'm a I'm gonna have sex with you before I kill you.
Or
Maybe I'll have sex with you while I'm killing
while I'm killing you, but it's both are gonna happen.
it. Both are gonna happen.
And
We
that's
take each other out at the same time and then
and it
look
comes
over.
from I'm sorry, and it comes from both of y'all. That's what's so funny. Even when you come in her house, it's like, I mean, you guys play this fine line between I can't stand his ass, and that's my partner in crime.
Right.
It's just and you guys always come and you talk and you don't. I don't know if you like the times when you come and she's in her house and you come sit on her bed. It comes in like this woman should think this man is gonna kill her one day, or
Right.
she's gonna kill him.
Yeah. And there's always this underneath stuff, you
But
know.
y'all got so many secrets though between
Yeah,
the two
we
of
got
y'all.
secrets. We got
Yeah.
secrets days. But we, you know, when we get together, it feels like Ella and Coltrane.
Yeah.
It feels like that because she can play any note, she can change the key. It don't matter. We just
Yeah.
flow and go, flow and
Yeah.
go.
And you can see that. You really can see that. I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love Debbie. I love Debbie, man.
yeah.
We always looking trying to try to find something else to work together. So listen, I want to ask you about your book. Man, that book. You first of all, for the people that don't know, he wrote a book titled Problem Child. And if you haven't gotten it, go get it because it's such a compelling story. And, you know, you can't help but to come out on the other side and say, shit, I love this man. Just in terms of what he could be based upon the trauma that he's lived versus the man that he has become. That nothing defines you, your past doesn't define you. It only strengthens you and make you even understand and appreciate life more. When did you realize that what you perceived as a childhood problem, in fact it's the original story for your strength in artistry? You mentioned that, I think, that this actually helped to shape you into the person you are.
I realized that honestly when I started writing it.
Mm,
You know, I've run into so many people, and I always call it God. Those times when you can run into a stranger, and they say something to you, and it just I will remember it for the rest of my life. It'll hit you in a way you're like, that's just not normal. It's supposed to be for me. And I even the way that I got the deal, I wasn't a writer. You know, I wrote this book. I ran into someone at Coachella who I was taking pictures with people, and I was wasted drinking. And I was like, oh God, I don't want anybody to come up because I don't want them to see me having drinks, and it's late at night. And these two young ladies came up, took pictures with me from I was on Empire at the time. And then earlier that day, I seen these people from a record company. I wanted to have them. I wanted to get with them, and then I said, you know what? No, I'll wait because they're here having fun. And something said, Terrell, until you start opening up your mouth, you're not going to get the things you want. Now, that was earlier in the day. So later at night, back to that, I was drinking. And after the two young ladies left, this little guy came over with these two waters. And I'm at the silent disco. So you have to have the headphones on. And I'm thinking, here he comes. I know he's going to come over here. And he said, hey, big man, you want one of these waters, don't you? And I actually did. So I take off the thing. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, you know what your problem is? And this guy is wasted. He says, you know what your problem is? Until you open up your mouth and ask for what you want, you're not going to get the thing. Richard, it hit me like I just said this earlier today. Everything went
Wow.
away. I said, I mean, I thought,
And he didn't know you from Adam.
no, little white guy, somebody that you would think, first of all, just the fact of him coming at 22 years old, coming up to me, you wouldn't expect because of just our physical that why would this happen? So he started just talking. I took the headphones off. Of course, I'm listening because I felt like it didn't matter. This was some message for me. I knew it was. Talk to this guy. He was like, I'm a PR person and I come from trailer trash and I've changed my life. And what's your story? I can see the light in you. And this is his boy, and we're both just drinking. And I tell him what it was. I said, well, I came from this. He says, that's a book. And I just jotted some things down, like maybe a month before that, a synopsis of the idea. I said, my story maybe. He says, well, I represent a PR, a publishing company that did Lady Gaga's book. They might like it. This was Friday, Richard, at Coachella. He says, send me the synopsis. I sent him a synopsis that I'm not a writer. I can write now more, but not, I didn't have it all. I sent him, I said, well, I got something that I was writing in the ideas of what, he said, send it to me. Let me send it to them and see if they like it. Sent the synopsis. That was Friday. Wednesday, they were offering me a book deal. That's how my book is in Barnes and Noble and on Amazon today. I told all that to say, my steps have always been ordered. It has always happened in a way where when that happened, I said, yes, I'm supposed to tell this story.
Well, this interesting thing about, and I wish, as one of the things that I'm really interested in is in terms of, I've been in this business since 1969. And the one thing that I'm really clear about is that as people observe your journey and you're doing something that they wish that they could do, like simple things like get up and work out or change your diet or don't give up or the resilience, or they see your emotional journey and they see where you come from, and Vietnam and plane crashes and you coming from a very vulnerable situation in terms of your mom and her challenge in life, and then her being taken advantage of and you being a product of that, could easily send somebody into just being the victim of that. And you turned it into a ministry in the sense of being able to share your story so that, it is, you're able to help other people see that you can turn chicken shit into chicken salad. You can turn manure into fertilizer. And that's what you've done, man. It's so amazing to watch your journey and to watch the beauty and joy that emanates from you. And when you look and say, where did that come from? And you look and say, oh man, that came from a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, that somebody could take themselves out based upon that or have such shame about that. And, and as you say, your steps are being ordered. You on assignment. You're on assignment. You here fulfilling a purpose, giving other people the strength to tell their stories.
Yeah, and I do agree. I agree so much so, Richard, and I think that as the years go on, I learned that even I have to stay out of the way of that. Like when I've had so many times when I used to hate when people would say it and they were like, oh my God, you can sing this way, you're this and that, you're so underrated. And it used to bother me until I got this, and it was God speaking to me. I said, underrated. If I were, first of all, if I'm measuring where I think I should be in whatever it is based on is in my mind. Yes, I love the things and our accolades and where we are, but that all has to do with my own ego. But what God has done for me in my life and my story and what he's given me to give other people and to be able to live will go on and help people long after I'm gone.
Long after you're gone.
And some of it has nothing to do with me being okay with I've reached this in the world.
Yeah.
So when you put it that way, there is no measuring of time about what we've both been able to be blessed to put out into the world after we're gone, and not even per se for legacy. I'm not
Yeah.
concerned about what you people think when I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah.
not. I
Yeah.
don't need my name to mean this,
Yeah.
but that to me is what makes this so amazing to me. God, yes, you did it for me. You just chose me to be the one to be good for the assignment.
Yeah. And that's exactly right. Because when you're following your purpose, you are fulfilling an assignment. And that assignment is not it's not about you. It's about the plants you water. It's about how the people that you've touched.
Yep.
It's about the ministry that you've created, which is going to live way beyond you. You look at Dr. King, you look at Malcolm X, you look at Gandhi, you look at so many people, Mother Teresa. You
Look
look
at
at the
look,
you,
just look at how we're still walking off of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Their stories and have been deeply planted in the earth, and their truths will bear fruit because their purpose lives long past their physical presence. And so, what you're doing is going to live long past your physical presence. When we're gone, the work that we've done will still be
We'll
here.
live on. And it's
Yeah,
such a blessing to see that. It
yeah,
really it is. I feel honored to see that because it does feed into me being able to watch and look and read, both of us, books and things that you got on this earth. It's, when what's her name, Betty White passed away. And they said,
mhm,
oh, Betty White died. She was 100 years old. Betty White lived in a way that it almost seemed like she was 1,000. Imagine that, your life, the way you come onto this earth and was had the opportunity, like myself and you, the same, to be able to do the things you've done and reach the people you have, even in just entertainment. Just some of
right.
it entertainment, some of it you're playing people's lives. There
Yeah.
are Normans out there, and there are people watching that you never know who you're representing, who you're helping, who your people are, seeing that. So
Right.
it's great.
Let's talk about your musical past, not in present, just present. You just did a show in Atlanta that I wish that I could have been there for.
But you were
But
nice enough to get tickets for two people that absolutely enjoyed it at the show. So I got some videos and stuff, and I'll send you that too.
okay, I would love to see that. But you've had the pleasure of working with some pretty outstanding people, right? You
Yeah,
worked with Quincy,
yeah.
and
I was signed to Quincy Jones. Worked with Whitney
you
Houston.
were you were signed at Quest.
I was signed to QJMP as a writer. I was signed to Quest
Oh,
Music Publishing. I was signed to his he had a publishing company as a writer. So I was
right.
writing songs for
Okay.
under Quincy. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you,
I wrote his single "I'm Yours." It's on his one of his albums from Q with Love. It's his first single.
oh, nice.
And it's Saida Garrett and Saida Garrett and Elder Barge are singing it, and I'm doing all the backgrounds. It's not,
Oh, cool.
but I love working with some of those people.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever know Jay Brown?
Jay Brown was my roommate.
What?
So I got to LA. I got to
What?
Los Angeles. Yes, I used to live with Jay Brown. Jay Brown.
Wow.
I worked with a guy named Stevie J. I grew up with Stevie J. He was on
Yeah.
Love Hip Hop, and we went to. He used to work under P Diddy, so he was one of the guys who did all of the producing. So because I worked with Stevie, we went to LA to work for Quest Records. Jay Brown was the VP at the time, and I wrote songs for Tamia, Tevin Campbell, because they were all
Right.
from there. That's how I got hooked up with them. And they were all from New York, and I was from New York, but they were all from New York. So when we were there for about a year working, I said, I'd known everybody in LA, and I thought I had just come from Fred Hammond before that. So I was the
Right.
gospel boy working and, doing vocals and stuff for them. I couldn't go back to New York with the way they were. They were all, Jay Brown was the VP over at Quest Records at the time. And he was like, yo, I got an extra room. You want to rent it out?
Wow.
For 1 year, I lived with Jay and I were roommates for 1 year.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
That
I
was
love
before he was married, before
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I love Jay. I had the pleasure of spending a number of good years with Jay, and Jay is such a great man, great guy, and his family. And I don't know if you ever met Kawana. She's the
I met them
sweetest.
when they were, I knew them when they were just dating.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. This world is so damn small.
yes. You know his brother Kyrie as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's is that the fireman?
No, he was, well, I don't know what he's doing now, but he was an exec. I just knew the two brothers. He was an
Oh,
exec at Warner Brothers at the time.
oh, okay. He has
Yeah.
a brother that's I think he's a fireman.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
Uh,
that one. This one is a little taller than him, but Jay was like the one I knew more. Well, him
yeah,
and his brother, because his brother worked, at Warner Brothers, but his brother's younger and still trying to at the time. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. Tell me about the song you did for Angie Stone.
did a song for Angie Stone. Angie Stone and I loved Angie Stone, man. One person that what you see is what you get, and what you don't see was even things that were more amazing. She was just that way behind closed doors. There are a lot of people that may leave, and you have to figure out and find things to say about them. She was
Hmm.
one. I wrote a song 3 weeks before she passed away. She hit me up, and I put a video on TikTok, and I said, "Well, I'm doing another album. Tell me, I need a couple covers. What should I do?" She immediately texted me and told me, she's like, you got to do "You Are My High" by Charlie Wilson.
Mm.
And I said, well, Angie, send me the song. Angie was so good at always knowing songs and backgrounds and vocals, and always, she would always look and tell me what to sing, how to sing, and not to sing that much. And she's like, you can sing better than anybody, but that's not commercial enough. So we'd be fighting. So she sent me the song.
Mm.
I immediately loved the song. I said, and I sent her a message back and said, you know what? I'm gonna do this song. "You Are My High." I love the song. And I was like, Angie, thank you for being here. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna always be there for you. And then she
Wow.
passed away like maybe 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
It meant so much more, Richard, after, at first it hurt even more. But
Yeah.
it means so much more for someone to send you that last text message to say
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I redid the song on my
Yeah.
album, Mr. Carter, and redid it, redid a video, tribute just to her.
Wow. That's steep, man.
Yeah.
Those last moments, in terms of it really means something when you can
Yeah.
share your last moments with someone who
Yeah. Yeah.
meant a lot to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I had to redo the video. I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet, but I redid
No.
the video. Oh yeah. I redid the video. And in the video, it's me. I'd say, my friend Angie Stone, and I talk about it. Make the text messages between us. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, oh yeah, and then I'm sitting there watching a television. I'll send it to you. But I was also like her leading man in her last two music videos. So I'm
Oh, wow.
watching us do that as I'm going through her pictures of her obituary with all her pictures and all her. It's amazing. And then it transitions into me singing the song in a theater with no seats but one chair full of roses. And I
Wow.
sing. It's an amazing video. I'll send
Oh,
it to
that's beautiful.
you. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, I want to wrap it up with you. You have expressed an interest in working with HBCU students
Yes.
on topics like mental health and wellness. Why is that important to you, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that?
My mom, to let people know, my mom was special needs, and my dad had some mental health and some mental illness as well. And my mom was, because the story, since they know that I got a book, the story is that my mom was 11 years old. She was molested by my dad, who was 26, from the same family. And mental illness, in one way or the other, a couple people in my family, I saw it happening.
Mm,
I've seen the excuse me, the damage that it does,
yeah,
unattended, undiagnosed,
yeah, yeah.
and us as Black people, I think so. We have this thing where we don't like to talk about it. We don't.
Secrets,
Yeah.
secrets. We
Yes.
take it to the grave.
And I get some of it and understand, but the culture that we live in, to me, I think that I was never more relieved and free when I could just call things what they were. This is mental
Yes,
illness. this you know, not always, but a lot of things, you know, when I look back, when you know, we were kids and stuff, sometimes, oh, he's bad. No, now that I look, no, this boy needed us help.
He needed attention. He needed somebody to talk to.
He does. And sometimes that's all it is, you
And
know?
most of the time, is having somebody to talk to,
Yes. And
just so that you can release that valve of that
exactly.
tension and that
Yep.
pressure.
Yep. A lot of times when we were like kids and people, if you went and spoke to a therapist, oh, he's crazy. And be it either way, the thing of normalizing having someone to talk to. There was times when I wish, now that I look back, because I think I was what they call woke since I was 8. And being that way, the problem was that I wasn't crazy. So,
Yes.
you know, being in that situation and actually knowing what was going on at that young age, I was less of a victim and just the man and the child in a bad situation. I think what I do, thank God, is that I didn't wake up one day and realized I had this trauma happen to me. I was already knowing, oh, no, I know who he is. I know. But because I dealt with that, I do know that there are things even in my adult life that I will always continue to deal with. So for me, it is so important to go back to students that are going through not just adolescence and all that already, you know, but to normalize getting help, normalize being able to speak to someone, normalize diagnosing, you know, mental illness and pointing it out. It's not a bad thing. It's not a thing. It is something that we definitely just have a shame about, you know, and shame, understanding sometimes your personal things is hard to say, but sometimes it's not even, you don't even know it. Someone else needs to do it. So mine is important to me to normalize young people getting professional help and diagnosing mental illness and on whatever level, on whatever capacity that is.
Right.
Especially us Black men.
Yeah, listen, man, that is my mission. And my mission now is in terms of talking about the secrets we carry, about especially as it relates to health, mental health, physical health, you know, demystifying the whole ignorance of your prostate, your colonoscopy, the diseases that are very central to our, you know, our existence, you know, diabetes and all those things, and really confronting it before you have to confront it. Find out about it before it finds you.
About you. Yep.
Go find it before it finds you, because it's going to find you if you don't do something. You know what I mean?
And by the time it finds you, it usually is too far.
It's too late. And something like prostate is the easiest one to handle. You know what I mean? It has the easiest access to it. So listen, man, I love what you're doing. I think you're an amazing human being. And I'm so glad to know you. And I thank you so much for coming on and sharing this time and your story, which is an amazing story. And God has blessed you, and you are definitely fulfilling your assignment. And there's so many people, and the world is a better place for it. I look forward to being able to work with you again soon.
Absolutely. Same here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you asking me to come on and us to be able to share like this, and we can do more. You know, I think that it's great to, you know, watching you guys when I was a kid and being able to now, not that much more, but enough to where it blows my mind. I told Debbie, I said, my grandmother would watch you, and I was like this little boy watching Angie. And you got on the so to be able to get this close and not work just with you, but under you guys and see people. And I know that a lot of times we throw the legends and the greats around, but truly, that's who you guys are. And even to us. Yes, we're working right next door to each other. Yes, we have the same dressing rooms and all that. But man, it is an honor to work with someone of this caliber. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
Bless you, man.
I'll see you soon, man.
Absolutely. Take care.
Take care.